All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Thursday, March 7th. Great to see all of our students and members alike just joining us back here. You got Kathleen, you got Luis, and all of our students members inside our live trading room. And of course, if you're just joining us back on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works, as always, at Cyber Trading You will pop up on the lower left momentarily. But if you're not followed or subscribed to any of our social media streams just yet, hey, we stream every weekday, Monday to Friday, morning or afternoon. So just make sure to follow us right there at Cyber Trading You. And with that, I'll tell you what, I got the hot tag from Fausto for the Phase 3 class this afternoon. I knew that I was going to be teaching that one there at least. So I'm looking forward to it. And with that, I mean, Rivian, we're going to start off with here. It's up over 10% right now, pushing back up here for the meantime. And, this stock, it's not to say that we were like totally expecting it, guaranteeing it. No, we were hoping for it, and certainly this ended up delivering, no pun intended, because we ended up seeing some news come out with Rivian and, with their EV launch, their EV delivery expectations. That actually was expected from pre-market this morning. We had made that known in like the pre-market chat inside our trading room at 8:30, saying, hey, at some point today, I think they're going to be coming out with like some news relating to it. But much like yourself, I have 1,000 different things going on. I'm not waiting all day for Rivian, right? So I really ended up just kind of following the levels on my chart. And I'll go over that more when I teach the Phase 3 class. But long story short, this trade moving back up for us right now. And let's just say it's been a great trade from the 1135 level. So we're going to see if this can hold up going into the close, Rivian, RIVN. And with that, what we'll just do really quickly is go from top to bottom now and see what we could add back to our watch list now at this stage. Brian's saying CLSK trying to take out the iceberg at 18. Oh, last I saw it was at 17. So, wow, this had pushed up pretty nicely going into the early to mid afternoon as well. Hey, I told you I had 1,000 different things going on. One of those things included actually going for a nice run outside. So actually, I went for a run. I came back, and you see the chat. If you're, Brian, Kathleen, Bill, Brad, any of our students there, you could just see the chat from like 1:30. I'm like, what the hell happened on Rivian there, right? Jeez. So I actually missed out on CLSK. This one ended up making a push without me, at least from $17 as it broke higher. And yeah, looking pretty good, right? Looking pretty good, up over 8% at the highs. That type of trade easily I can put on our watch list. These crypto miners never make a continuated push into the close. And trust me, I know that one day I will be wrong, like definitively wrong, not just like broke a new high. I mean, made like $1, $2 push up that big giant run that you want. So with saying such, ended up seeing this begin to make a little push earlier today, the CLSK trade at least. Right now getting a chat from Fausto right there. Absolutely. And with that, CLSK I'll put on our list, but Mara is not looking nearly as good. Otherwise, like Coinbase, let me take a look at that trade right there. It's like barely break even. Fausto's been doing good on the swing trade on that, I believe. NVO, obviously from earlier today. This one more on the swing side. Had some news come out early this morning in pre-market in relation to their weight loss drug, phase 1 trial news. And, this one's not looking as good now as a day trade, but as a swing trade, been great too. You know what? Hey, right now, what we'll do is go right from top to bottom, see what we could put on our list here. The crypto stocks. I'll come back to that CLSK if I really need to, Brian. But I hope it continues. One day I will be wrong, and from 3 to 4 p.m., we'll see all of those crypto stocks just blast higher, and I will be happy to be wrong. But I've been teased like 2,000 straight days in a row, so I'm gonna avoid it at least for now. LYT from top to bottom we go, and to begin, a lot of stocks are gonna look like this. You got the old Christmas tree pattern here, right? To a smaller degree. The IMRN trade, just making that pattern pretty much right now. Ran up beautifully just earlier, but looks like that run is done for right now, if not in total. So yeah, I'm going to pass on IMRN here too. Big spread, no real necessity for it. BREA. Ooh, hey, Chuck ended up doing pretty good on this trade earlier, just this morning. Give me a quick second. I got Fausto chatting me here. I'm doing the meeting right now. LOL. There we go. All right. So with that said, hey, BREA ended up making a little push just before, pushed above two. You know what? The spread could open up on this trade. It looks pretty tight right now, but I feel like you got 10,000 shares here at 213. You got, 11,000 shares at 220. All right, so I'll add it to our list, Scott. Looking pretty good. I'm getting a bit sidetracked. My apologies. So with that, yep, looking good. I'll add BREA. Keep it moving here. MNMD. A little pop up just before, but that's pretty much it there. GROM. Okay, we keep it moving. Try and stay focused on the scanner here when I'm doing the meeting. Keep going through. CEO. This was a disaster. This trade was a complete dud. And it's not surprising. It's not like we were expecting it to be the best trade of all time. It popped up early in pre-market. It was trending down after. So, much like I teach in phase two, more of the intermediate class, just what's the trend of the stock leading into the open? It's not up. So with that, this thing only continued to dive off after, right? And trend is your friend. GRTS. Ooh, not looking terrible. A little slow. A little slow this trade is, but easy on the eyes in terms of the order book. It looks like it has good tier size. It is a gap fill. Stock is a gap fill here. So there's a chance on this trade. I'll put it, on our list. Probably not near the top, but he'll be on there. There was another trade I also had there as well, right? I thought, Rich, I said before, there's a stock, I think it was a KPTI, KPTN. It was like more of like a level one or two stock, I said. Um, you know what? Let me just try and search through that really quick here as well. Yeah, it was this trade here, KPTI, up 15 plus percent or nearly. It just shook down now, but this stock had good order book. It still has a good order book. Rivion's pumping. Rivion's pumping back up. There we go. All right. So at least to get back to the KPTI, to get back to the GRTX trade to go through. Uh, this one here, I don't like the shake down. A little rude there. So I'm going to pass on this trade here too. Got to be a little picky here this afternoon. The market open was really not too hot. You had a couple trades here and there that moved later on. The CLSK, obviously. Rivian, thank God that flipped me around. But this was not really an easy morning, so you don't really want to just try and shoot for the stars or be too trigger happy altogether heading into the afternoon. Now, this trade was also more of a level one or two stock, and you know what? I kind of like it here. It's building a bit of a higher low, perhaps. Maybe around the top, just off at 210, 212 as well. But I'm going to put this on our list. Rigetti, this stock is more of like a quantum computing stock. IO and Q pushed up nicely for us earlier today too. It had a tiny bounce from the VWAP on this trade, but otherwise came back down pretty quick. And this trade here I'll pass on, but actually that RGTI I kind of like. All right. So, folks, for Brad, for Michael, for Chuck, for all of our students in chat right now, just let me know if there's any other stocks you'd want me to look at just on the way up. Take a look on the loser side here. MEI stock dropped off pretty nicely earlier here. Not really looking too good on the order book. So, typically you don't find too much on the loser side in the afternoons. Just skim through pretty quick. It's easy to do, unless if the stock's down a lot percentage wise. Not going to really focus on it. Really, is a dead cat bounce, and unless if the stock is easy to borrow, it's going to be tough to try and get shares to short. CIEN shortable, ALT down big. I saw Michael call that out earlier today. One of our students. You got the whole market moving up right now, right? So I just know that because inverse chip ETF SOXS is down. This must mean that SOXL, it's a little flat now, but it's been up. It's up and staying up right now. I could slip this on our main watch list altogether, just kind of focused around like the larger cap companies, NVIDIA, AMD. Of course, continuing to push all-time highs. NVIDIA is, AMD getting right back up to its own. SMCI still right there as a swing. We talked about Coinbase just before, moving with Bitcoin. This thing's a little too wacky for my liking right now, and I don't say that just because of the move up and down. I say that because of the order book. So it's going to be a no from me. All right. I think that's just about it, folks. Really. I mean, I'll tell you, we got a decent list. I'll put that SOXL on our watch list, that chip ETF actually, and that's symbolizing like NVIDIA. That's symbolizing AMD. So if you trade those, then definitely stick with those there. All right. So I think that's pretty much all I got inside our live trading room, and then just on chat on YouTube or Facebook Live, LinkedIn, etc. Hey, a couple things really quick, just folks. Hey, just if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me over a quick email. I ran through my inbox last night, got back to everybody, and keep the questions coming in. Josh at c2trading.com is my handle. Any questions you have in regards to our streams, any of our call outs that we make day to day, and any of our watch lists, feel free to shoot me over a quick email personally. Otherwise, if you're interested in taking the next step, joining us inside our live trading room, just scan that QR code. As I always say, at least if you're fancy with your phone, fancy with your camera. If you're not, hey, there's always another option. You could just go right down to the link, the hyperlink on the bottom of the stream right there, ctu.co/trial. Take you to a small landing page right there. Join us for a week-long trial to our live trading room. And then otherwise, for all of our students right there already with us, and those students know what to look for in these trades at least. I look forward to seeing a lot of us coming up in the Phase 3 class. Again, all of our gold, platinum, and diamond students. Got the hot tag from Fausto, and I'll be teaching that class coming up this afternoon. I always have the how do I say this? I'm losing track of my thoughts right now. I'm always grateful to teach that class, nevertheless, from Fausto. So with that said, I look forward to talking to everybody.